Hi, I'm Dorothy Godin, broker with Remax Crown Realty here in Sudbury, and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Well, as I said last week, December was in one way a very typical month and another way not very typical. We had 81 residential sales within the city of Greater Sudbury, and that is very typical. We had a similar number in December of last year. Last year we had 79 sales, and this year 81, so very typical. What was not typical was the spike in the average sale price. So if you just take the raw stats and ask the system, what was the average sale price in the month of December, it came with a number of 592,000. Well, if you work in the market as I do every day, you know that 592,000 as an average sale price does not sound realistic. You can't jump from 500 to almost 600 in 1 month. And so, as I said last week, when we looked at it, there were 11 sales over $1 million, which really spiked the average sale price. Now, having 11 sales of over $1 million in the month of December, very unusual. This doesn't normally happen. I don't think it's a trend. I think it's just a timing cluster. So with luxury properties, it has to do with lifestyle, timing, and the right property all aligning together to put an offer together. And it just so happened, I think it's a coincidence that, 11 of these came together in the month of December. I don't think it's a market trend. I just think it's a coincidence that it happened that way. So when you have a kind of a weird month like that, where there's a spike in average sale price, then we have to go to the medium price. And that is the price that is sort of in the middle. So 50% of the sales would be higher, 50% would be lower. So when we do that for the month of December, then we come out with an average sale price of 455. And that is an increase year to date. So if you take the whole year, January to December of this year, and we compare it to last year, it shows a modest increase of 4.8% in the median price range. And that makes sense to me, like, almost a 5% increase in the prices makes sense, as opposed to looking at if we don't adjust for those 11 sales of over $1 million, then it looks like, there's almost 7% increase in prices, and that's just not realistic. I think realistically, it came out, just let me look at my notes. It came out to 4.8%. So we still technically are in a seller's market with 1.9 months of inventory, but definitely moving forward in January, it's always a little bit slower, and you're going to see that. Last year we had a similar volume to this year, so the volume and the number of sales has not changed, just price has gone up a little bit, and that has been the trend. If you look at the price of houses in 2020 and compare them to 225, you saw that equity shot up 60%, so the prices went up 60%. And that is huge. That is huge. Anybody who's still waiting for the bubble to happen, I just don't see it happen. I do see us leveling off, which would be great. There's still high demand. I did an offer a couple of days ago under 500. There were 16 offers. So we still have high demand, and we have low inventory, particularly in that price range. So look for January to be serious buyers, serious sellers, and not as many sales. But I think, the confidence in the city is doing well. We don't know if that will change, but the fact that we're seeing typical volumes, and the fact that we see a modest increase in pricing, I think we can say that, Sudbury is a little bit different than the rest of Canada, and that we are very stable. If I had one word going forward, it's going to be stable. So, of course, we're just guessing. You never know until you see the numbers. But definitely, we're still in a seller's market, and we need more listings. I sound like a broken record all the time. I'm always talking about the lack of inventory, but it is our truth. So as always, I hope you find this helpful. You can reach me at Dorothy Godin at remax.net or 705-561-2360. Enjoy your week.